What is going on, guys? I am Bad as Revere, and I am back with another review. This time I'm taking a look at the Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Classics figure set. I'm taking a look at all of them here today because they're all pretty much the same figure. They just have some slight differences and whatnot. So yeah, not much to say about that, so let's just get into it. We'll start off with Leonardo. I painted all their eyes white because I didn't really want the pupils, even though they were all painted decently. They didn't have any of those crazy eye syndrome like the rest of them did, but I still prefer them to have white pupils. But yeah, so I think they all look pretty good with the white pupils. I'm just going to go over articulation real quick because they're all the same on the figures because they use the same exact mold. The only thing really different about them is either their belts or the colors of their individual character. So the head is on a ball joint. It can rotate 360 degrees on the head, and it can get a really good amount of motion even though it doesn't have a swivel on it, so it's all good there. He's got ball jointed shoulders so they can go in and out, rotate 360 degrees, rotate at the bicep, double jointed elbow, rotation in the wrist, swivel in the wrist, individual finger articulation. The thumb gets a whole lot of articulation. It can go down and rotate 360 degrees and all that, so that's really awesome. Come down to his torso area. He's got this diaphragm joint which gets a pretty decent range of motion. Nothing too crazy, but it's good enough for any purposes you'll have for him. He's got a ball peg in the legs here, so his legs can go forward and back, but his legs go out to the side just because of how his shell is, which I think is pretty much how it is in the actual cartoons and stuff, because obviously the way their shell gets in the way and all that. So I don't really know. I never really actually watched that old TV show, so I have no idea, but I just imagine that's how it would be since that's in the way. But it can rotate at the thigh, double jointed knees, bend at the foot, toe articulation on the two toes, and his foot can rotate because it's also on a ball peg, so tons of articulation. Really couldn't ask for any more because I'm pretty sure this has more articulation than half the figures that come out nowadays, unless you buy Play Arts, or not Play Arts. I don't even think Play Arts or anything has individual finger articulation like that, so really this is like the first time in a while that we've seen something like this on figures. But looking at Leonardo, he is pretty nice. He's got the blue, all the blue stuff on him, so whatever Leonardo wears, the shoulder pads, wristbands, the knee pads, the bandana, all that stuff. He's got the L for Leonardo on his belt. He's got the strap that holds his sheath. It would hold his sheath, but the sheath is just connected through a hole, which I thought was removable, but it's not. It's glued in there, I guess, so I don't know how everybody else is pulling theirs out. There must be broken or something. But yeah, so these are made out of soft rubbery plastic, so putting the swords in and out is not a problem at all, and they fit in there just nicely. He holds his swords very well if you can get them in the right position. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, but for posing and stuff like that, it really isn't a problem. You just kind of gotta work with it for a little bit and get it in a good enough grip where it won't slip out of his hand. You just gotta position the thumb, because I think the thumb helps out a lot. And it's really hard to have figures that only have 3 fingers hold on to weapons. So yeah, that's probably the only problem I really have, is individual finger articulation for people to have 3 fingers. So it's a little weird. But there's Leonardo. Not much to say about him. The swords are the sword handles are also painted, if I didn't already mention that, but that's about it. Let's go over to Raphael next. Pretty much the same. He's just got the red equipment going on. Cat's in the background messing with a bag, which I'm gonna have to punch her in the head. Not really, that's animal cruelty. Anyways, but he's got the red bandana, wristbands, all that stuff, so yada yada yada, you know how it works. He comes with his 2 sides, which have red handles on them. And what's really cool about the individual finger articulation is the fact that you can actually get him to hold his size like this, where he has his fingers in between them. So that's really cool. I prefer to have him like this because I think he just looks really cool. So that's really nice. Same articulation, like I said. Problem with mine on this guy is like his, well, because I got these on eBay, so they already came loose, and this one seemed to have quite a few problems. Like his joints are really loose here, and his toe is really loose, so probably have to super glue that. But otherwise, you know, putting him in poses though is not a problem, so no big deal to me, and he'll probably just be sitting on my shelf anyways, so not a big deal. But he has all the same articulation, like I said, but he doesn't have a strap going across his chest, so he looks different without it. You can take his size, and he has two little holes right here that you can put them in, and they both go in on the same side. It doesn't really hinder any articulation because his legs don't go forward anyway, so it's not like they get in the way if you're not holding them. But yeah, I think he looks probably the best with white eyes, along with Leonardo. I think they all look pretty good. I think Mikey was the only one that I didn't think looked the best. But if I didn't mention that, he has the R for Raphael on his belt. And let's go over to Mikey since he's closest and I was already talking about him. He's the exact same, like I said, just orange. He has I didn't mention this before, but they all have different colors of green. Mikey has the darkest color of green. I think Leonardo or Ralph has like the lightest. They all have different colors of green. As you can see, that's different from Mikey, and Mikey's different from Donatello, and Donatello's different from Ralph, and Ralph's different from Leonardo. So you can see that they got all different kinds of skin tones, which is kind of cool, but kind of weird at the same time. You think they'd be the same color, but I don't know if they're the same color or not. So who really knows? Anyways, so like I said, he's just got the orange attire going on. He's got the M for Michelangelo. You can hold his two nunchucks on the back, which have painted handles and look pretty nice. And he's the only one that has like a chain for his weapons, but that's because they're nunchucks, so obviously they're not like swords or anything. But that's pretty cool that they came with a chain. Personally, I wish it was like something posable or something, that way you can like make posing him better with them, because it's just like they're gonna dangle when he's holding them, so that kind of sucks. But it's still nice that they did that. And it seems like the orange on him seems like really dull. I don't know if it's supposed to be brighter or anything like that, but it seems kind of dull on him. And then he's got a problem with his foot, like the foot just wants to come off the peg here. That's what this looks like, by the way. So that's why you don't get an ankle articulation, because of that, but it does rotate and stuff, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so that's a bit loose. And he has a completely open or closed mouth. I forgot to mention that on the other figures. Ralph's got this like two sides are open and then the middle's closed. Michelangelo's got like a two-face thing going on where this side's open and the other side's not. And then finally we get to Donatello, who personally is like my least favorite turtle, because like the bow staff, and he's just really like, he's just annoyingly smart. I don't know, maybe he's just kind of annoying in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show, but he's kind of annoying. But I never really thought the bow staff was a cool weapon, and I don't know, maybe he's cooler in the old TV show, but I don't know. Figure-wise, I think he's kind of he's pretty cool, but character-wise in the TV show, I don't care too much for him. But here's his bow staff. It's got a gray handle on it, which is pretty cool. You can put that on the back here, like so. Holds on there really nicely. He's got the all purple attire, obviously, because he's Donatello. He's got the strap that holds onto his back and all that. So there's that. And then he's got the D for Donatello. And then, like I said, he's got this side of his face open, so kind of like a reverse two-face thing. But he looks pretty good with the thing. I think it just depends if they have angry eyes, that the white eyes look good. But anyways, so overall, I paid like $49 for this, which is pretty good because I'm pretty sure buying them is a lot more expensive. And I never saw these in stores, so I bought them all online through eBay, through a China seller. So it's It's a little disappointing that they have some pretty loose joints and stuff, but I mean, I guess I can't complain. And they're not really that big of a deal considering how they still manage to function and all that. It's just kind of disappointing because usually when the guy sells stuff, they're in really good condition. But anyways, not a big deal. I would definitely pick this up. I know I'm really late on this review because these came out last year, but not a big deal. I just finally got around to getting them, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next video that comes out. I'm going to have a lot more coming, and I hope you guys comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.